Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So before we dive into today's review, we wanted to let you all know that we fully intended on this being an actual video in which you see us. Unfortunately, some parts of the video were corrupted and it just wasn't really good, and we didn't feel comfortable releasing something that's not of good quality. Fortunately, we were able to salvage some of the audio, so we decided to post that. Also, just wanted to apologize in advance for any baby background noises and music that you will hear. We were babysitting that day and the little bubba didn't want to be with anyone else but us. We are new to this YouTube game, so please bear with us as we learn and improve along the way. We hope you enjoy today's show. Thank you. Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Alero.
I'm Ollie.
And I'm Simi.
And today we're bringing to you Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 7 review.
The couples have been on the honeymoon so far. They're back from the honeymoon. So we get to see them like settling into their new lives. And one of the experts on the show, Pastor Carl, would be coming on this episode. So normally this is a good point where you start to see the couples merge life and things start to like flow and you start to see the ebbs and the flows of their relationship. But this season, the mess started way earlier.
The scene we're currently on is we're focusing on Clara and Ryan. So they've settled into their new apartment and they've gotten a visit from...
That's the cow.
No, it's not Clara and Ryan. It's Brianna and Vincent. Brianna and Vincent.
Oh, right.
So they're getting everything.
So
Brianna
they're
and
the ones
Vincent.
talking about the relationship,
Yeah.
how it's been so far.
Yeah.
What have they seen? So now they're at the point where Pastor Carl is asking Vincent, is there anything that he doesn't like or they don't like, basically to the couple. But Vincent now is the one going and saying that, you've been great. It's time to say you've been great. But one thing that is a pet peeve for me is respect. Right? And then Pastor Carl is asking, what does that mean to you?
I do feel like she does have a tendency to be disrespectful.
She does.
I do
and
find
I feel
that.
like she also doesn't try to she's like, this is me.
Yeah.
She's gonna take me as I am. I'm not gonna conform to ideologies.
In her defense, well, I don't know whether it's in her defense.
Right.
I think this whole exertion of this is me, because if you look back to what she said about her previous relationships, she's had to dial down who she was.
Right.
And I felt like she's coming into this marriage saying you're gonna get all of me, like the good, the bad, the bossy, the ugly,
Right.
and you're just gonna have to deal with it. Because in the past, I've toned down who I was for guys, and it didn't work out, and I'm not going to do
so
that.
I think, you know what, I think that's what we ladies tend to do, right? When we get out of a relationship where we felt like there's something that we had to give, and then we take because we felt like we overcompensated in that we go to the next relationship. I think that's where you need to work on yourself as an individual and realize what is the right balance for me. What was the things that I did right in that relationship, even though maybe I did overcompensate at times. And moving forward, it doesn't mean you got to go all the way back to zero, but find that good medium moving forward, right? And it's not just pouring or doing that thing where we project from our last relationship into a new relationship, right? You gotta make sure that you equate it out.
But to add on to what you said, like self-reflection is one of the hardest things.
Yeah, it is.
To be able to look at yourself and call yourself out and say, okay, this is what I need to work on. Having said that, I liked how during the conversation she acknowledged, she said, I don't want to disrespect my husband. Like, you're my husband, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to say mean things to you. Like, she acknowledged that, and I felt like, okay, she's somebody that... I feel like she's somebody that will try, but sometimes it might get we have to remember that habits are the hardest thing. It's not going to happen overnight. Habits are the hardest things to change, and especially somebody, she's what, 27, 28. You've had that personality for 28 years,
that's
and
true.
now you're coming into this dynamic where somebody's saying, you kind of have to not tone it down, but just be more self-aware.
And the thing that I thought is great about Brianna and Vincent pairing is the fact that I think being with someone like Vincent will still allow her to be herself so much more. Like she doesn't even have to tone it down so much. She just needs to tone down a little bit. Like he's gonna allow you. He's ready to actually allow her. He's so laid back, right? He's not someone that's just as uptight as she is. So there's that room that she doesn't even have to change that much. It's just little things and still ensuring that she respects her husband. But as Pastor Carl was alluding to, this is one thing we all need to. What does that particular word mean to you? He needs to really break it down to her, right?
You know, we mentioned something as we were watching that scene. We said that we felt like Vincent was holding back and he wasn't being his true.
Eventually, we saw that.
Yeah. Basically, after the whole conversation with Pastor Cal, they go to each other's house to, you know, pick up stuff because they have to now come back to the apartment that production has gotten for them. So Vincent opens up the champagne and I think it spills on the floor, right?
Yeah, it started with spilling on the floor.
Then, you know, you now get Brianna making, I think she was just joking, right? And this is where things started to like kind of escalate. So he spilled it on the floor. She cleans it up. She's like, oh, trust it. She makes comments like, trust it to be you. He lets it go. He then spills champagne on his shirt, and she says, "Oh, that is so Vinny." And I think that got him triggered. He was
He was all the way triggered.
Yeah.
And that just goes back to
went from 0 to 100.
Yeah, that goes back to what Simi was talking about earlier. That it seemed like he was holding himself back, right? So at that point, I could really like relate with what you said earlier because it seemed like it couldn't just have been that comment that escalated into the fact that you couldn't even just go to bed and let it simmer and sleep on it. Yeah. It seemed like it was a build up of something else.
Yeah. She's making smart comments.
And for me, I want to go deeper, and I feel like her calling him Vinny, there's something about Vinny in his past. Like I feel like he doesn't like that name because he now
I could tell y'all what it's about Vinny, but okay.
Vinny was like it means like you call him an idiot.
Is Vinny stupid? Is Vinny a fool? Is Vinny? So I'm like, what is happening in your childhood? And my perception is maybe on the school playground, everyone's like, oh, Vinny, sissy. That's what I think. And he's now associated that. I know, I'm reaching, but
it's a stretch.
It's a stretch. I'm leaping. But I feel like that word
something triggered him in there, right?
It's really triggered. Like something got him triggered. And I think this whole respect thing, I know men really, really value respect.
Yeah, for sure.
But
it's just subjective.
It really is. But his incessant need to keep saying, you need to respect me, you need to respect. It makes me wonder what's happened in your past, right? That you feel the need to constantly talk about this.
So to be honest, it could be like nothing has happened in his past to make him want to talk about it. Yeah. It could also be it could also be, you know, sometimes when you necessarily don't want to tell somebody else that I hate the fact that you're bossy, you take it back to yourself and you say, oh, you're not respecting me. Does that make sense? He doesn't want to tell her to stop being bossy, but he feels like our bossiness is a disrespect to him. So he's not necessarily thinking, oh, it's not necessarily anything from his past. He doesn't want to tell her to stop being bossy. He wants her to. He's trying to introduce in a way that I want you to respect me, right? He's not really addressing the issue. That I think it was finding a roundabout way of talking about the issue.
So I think with them, I think they need to give each other grace to evolve, right? Because she, like we said, she cannot change that whole bossy nature overnight, right?
No.
And as well, I feel like he is also quite sensitive.
I think so too.
He's very, very sensitive. And I think he needs to now realize that. Like, I think this will happen the more they get to know each other. Like, he might now realize, okay, when she's joking, she's not actually joking to be disrespectful. It's not from a disrespectful way. She's just clowning. Yeah. She's just being herself. Yeah. Right? And then hopefully she will also start to take his feelings into consideration before she speaks.
So I think with them, I mean,
to be honest, and this is the thing, guys, we keep forgetting that these people have just been married for a week.
That's
it's
still so mad. Like, they're living in a relationship of a week.
The only thing is, I hope they give themselves that leeway,
right?
And not expect everything to be perfect. Right.
And this is the time where you also have to reach out to the expert and be like, oh, okay, I'm not really sure how to address this issue. I'm so confused.
But what I would just like is, as much as the experts are there, like, find a way to resolve it amongst yourselves.
Yeah, don't be too dependent on the experts. Right?
But then the expert might be able to give you tools, right? It's not for you to be calling them every time, right? Because I've also seen couples from past seasons that didn't reach out to people that could have given them resources. No, I think what Simi is saying,
first try to resolve it. And then when it gets to the point where
that you can't really
resolve, call the experts and say, okay, we've tried this and this, where are we going wrong?
Right.
Do you understand? So I don't think as soon as you have disagreement, call the expert.
What's going on? You said it's supposed to be this, but it's not that.
Come get it.
Help me out here. What do you think I should do?
So I completely agree. And I think their little tiff, it really escalated. Like,
it really escalated.
And I think it from the point where Brianna said, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Like,
so I think, to be honest, that's one thing I picked up on the most with her. Like, I really did not like the fact that she said, I don't want to talk about this anymore. That attitude would definitely, if she continued along that line, they would not make it.
No, but don't you think it's a case of, I see this escalating, and I'm trying to de-escalate.
I don't know.
Because and that's all about it.
You see, that's what he said, right? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. The way she said it, she was a bit short. Yeah, she was a bit short about it.
Yeah, I'm done.
It's also that bossy attitude of I'm shutting down the conversation.
I'm thinking if it was Amani would have been like, Woody, you know, let's take some time out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. So where you put it forward.
So I think it's the way she said, I don't want to talk about it.
It's the way she talked about it.
There you go, disrespecting me.
Now you ask me to open up, and I'm opening up, and we're dialoguing about it, and then you say you want to talk about it.
His reaction to her response was the right way. Like,
no, he shouldn't have. He shouldn't have walked out. So basically, after she said,
and I like what you said. I was like, I think that it's also because he has that mentality.
I have my own home. I can leave. Yeah. So basically, after Brianna said that whole, I don't want to talk about it, it escalated the situation, and Vincent was like, I'm out. I'm going back home. Vincent literally walked out of the apartment, and he packed his stuff, but we all know that in a real marriage, it's a real marriage, but in a
conventional where you gonna go?
Go to the spare room. That's as far as you're going.
That's as far as you're going.
Go to the second room. So are we done with Brianna and Vincent?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Should we move to Hailey and Jacob?
Yes.
I don't have much to say on
There's
them.
There's not a lot to say about them.
I forget about them.
Mr. Stuck in the 80s, Mrs. I'm so boring.
Mrs.
I got no strength.
What's going on?
But okay, guys.
So many things about me that I don't like, and that just makes me want to cut off. And you know, this is overwhelming. This is too much for me.
My problem with Hailey and Jacob is two things. One we saw with their meeting with Pastor Cal and where he was projecting his feelings from his past, where he's been the side chick, right?
He's the side
man,
sad guy.
You know, he said it that I've been in a relationship where I thought I was in a relationship, but the woman was using me to get back on her boyfriend. So he's been the side chick, side man. So he's definitely got unresolved issues.
Yeah, he does.
And again, I'm actually team Jacob, but then I do feel like when you haven't dealt with your past, it will now be affecting your present, your future.
Guys,
but he hasn't done anything wrong so far, though.
Guys, is there even in our current or relationships, they still know where your past is just past.
Your past is your past.
One way or the other. Right? It's just knowing how to deal with it. Being
your partner and also letting your partner in on why you think the way you're thinking, right? So that it can be like, oh babe, you're doing that thing again. That thing we talked about, you're doing it.
React to things also because how we feel like we don't like certain things because of the past. Right? So as much as he's he's projecting, and which is why and remember in Woody and Amani's case, this was the same thing that happened, where he was feeling that you can't just go and cut your hair without letting me know, right? But I think the fact that he was able to communicate that to her gives him some kind of advantage, right? And what's her name now?
Amani?
No.
Haley.
Now she's supposed to see things in his perspective.
Right.
No. But I don't think she's going to do that.
She's tunnel vision.
Yeah.
She sees things my way. And I'm so happy he called her out, because during that meeting with Pastor Cal, he accused her of not having accountability. And I feel like she's the kind of person that she blows, I don't even know whether to say hot and cold.
Yeah.
Because she's actually just being distant.
Yeah.
Apart from the time, and this is what I think. I think she was like, okay, I could make it work. Then they did the bump, the dun, the dun. And she's like,
and
nope.
the did not go out.
It didn't.
It can be did.
It didn't enter.
It didn't enter at all.
So she was like,
This
Sister woke
has
up
to
the
be
next day.
undone.
She took a retreat. She did a one back.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what happened.
I'm sure
I think she
like,
wanted to use the sex to
bring them closer.
To bring them closer, and then I guess it did not meet up, because he even said she initiated it. So you can tell that she was looking for something, right?
I don't get it. Why did you initiate? I guess that's all.
No, but then I think
you've got to remember as well, lay the mood with they're in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Vegas is where people lose all sense, right? So
no, I really think she wanted to try and use it to like wind up the relationship and say,
I don't think she tried to use it to be close to the guy. I don't think
she just did it.
I just think she just did it.
I think in her mind she wanted just like a one night stand.
Right. She had an itch that needed to be scratched.
She wanted a backtrack too, right?
Yeah, she was basically.
And she got it cracked and
she was
wanted
like,
to go.
I got my husband.
Why not?
I can imagine her calling her girlfriend like, Bethany, I
love how the friends names.
I want my sex back.
Hello.
I can't believe I let myself have sex with this guy.
Right.
So yeah,
guys, I can imagine him playing like an 80s tune while we're doing it.
Oh my god.
especially with 80s. Okay, so I think I'm on the side of these two are not gonna make it right. Like they're not gonna. I don't see them making it right.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Okay.
But sorry guys, just one thing. The sad thing is that actually the key to this relationship is with Ailey. If she wants it, they're gonna be married for life.
Yeah.
So if she wants it, it's a done deal.
I think we'll have to see how it unfolds.
Yeah. But from all, she don't want it.
She don't want it.
She don't want it.
Right. Yeah. Anyways, they're forgettable. Like they're the least got forgettable.
Yeah. Every time like they come on screen, I forget.
I literally forget that they're.
It's so weird.
Yeah. Basically.
Weird.
All right. Should we move on to Ryan and Clara?
Yes. Guys, I still love Ryan. I don't know why.
It's mature. Ryan is mature. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
So we found out that they actually hadn't been physically intimate.
Guys, I don't know why I thought the way.
I feel like she mentioned the fact that
I thought
she
they
hadn't they had talked about it, and he didn't want the other people to know.
Yeah.
But apparently they haven't.
Yeah.
But
let's note they haven't been intimate, and that's more on Ryan's part. Because he's saying that when he's intimate with someone, he wants it to be from a place of love, and he wants them to grow as a couple and not just to be physical. Haley's like, no, what's her name? Clara's like,
but
I'm the falling in love guy kind of girl.
This man is killing me.
And we see
I'm not used to this
in
space.
like the synopsis for the next episode.
Yeah.
That
She's sexually frustrated. She's sexually frustrated. And she said, okay, we'll get to that. So, with what do you feel about Ryan never having said the L word to anybody? But then that makes me wonder, do you mean to your parents as well, you've never said I love you? Or does he just mean in relationship? Like, I need a clarification on that.
Right. I don't know.
Is it that in relationships you've never said to another girl, I love you?
Yeah.
Or is it that just in your life?
I think it might have been in relationships. But I don't know. I feel like Ryan is such a deep guy, and I can't
Thank you for that. It's such. I can't read him either.
I can't.
I love that mysteriousness about him. Yeah, you know me. I'm Mr. Mysterious. I always like the mysterious stuff.
I don't know. I think like he's an open book in terms
You
of.
think so?
You think?
I feel like he's the kind of person that when he falls in love, he's not even gonna know that he's in love. It's Pastor Cal that will make him understand that, dude.
Fair enough.
Okay, you like it when she does this. You miss her when she's gone. You feel like, dude, you're in love. And I love how Pastor Cal said to him that it's not something to be afraid of, because I think he's
afraid of it. Yeah, something is going on.
Again, the psychologist in me. What has happened in your past that is making
you messed up,
afraid of love? Right. So it's something.
So one or two things keep like coming to my mind on that. It's either what's the word I'm looking for? It's either
heartbroken.
He's been heartbroken. It's either he's not even been in enough relationship for him to worry about that. You know what I mean?
I think he's a virgin.
It could be.
I think he's probably never dated.
There's something about him that looks as if he's
maybe not
really...
a virgin. Maybe he's only ever had one girlfriend. Or
a
guy,
like a committed guy.
Maybe something happened before he even told someone he loves them like a while ago, and since then he hasn't been in a relationship.
The more we talk about Ryan, it's like, yo, I respect this guy.
Yeah, I really like him. I picked up on him like I
like him. And especially one thing I love about him, he minds his business.
He does.
I love that.
I love the fact that he told his wife, knowing that she's a talkative, he's like, yo, we get a mind on business. I think she was like.
And that's how you know he was beginning to like her, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't like someone as your partner, you can be like, well, you go and keep messing up your own name. But it's like, now we represent each other, right? We represent
each other. It could have been a turn off.
I was, when they paired him, I was a bit scared about their relationship, their compatibility. Because she talks so much and she's like, she has mouth diarrhea, right?
And do you guys remember on the high table?
Yeah, where you go to the line.
And then he was
I like it when my hair looked.
And then my shoes, and then my dress was too short. I couldn't wear my Nikes.
I had my. Oh yeah, you remember?
Yeah, oh my god.
I wasn't sure.
But have you noticed that she's kind of
she's toned down?
But it seems like she's toned down.
Yeah. That's why I said that. I feel like
that's why I said I don't know if it's the editing.
Chris and Paige never let somebody.
No, I think it's also. That's why I feel like with them particularly, there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
You said so, yeah. So when we were watching it, Simi made a good point that she was like, I feel like their relationship, they're more off the camera kind of people
than on the camera.
That we don't really get to see much. So when they do come on camera,
you know what? I do actually buy into that your ideology, because she mentioned to a friend the last episode, talking about the fact that he said, oh, we're not going to talk about our sex and relationship, right? So it shows that they're having a lot of intentional conversations, which is probably one of the things he's also told her that we're gonna work on ourselves and do things and talk,
it's not about the camera,
but it's not about the camera for us.
And this is what I mean by
because even when you see them on camera,
you can see that
close
there's no
conversation.
That's true.
Because you see that there's an expectation.
There is. It's not like those cases where partner A will say one thing and then partner B saying.
Even when
they haven't
asking them about their sexual relationship, can you see that they looked at each other? Like,
and they said no.
How do you want to?
And even when the sexual, they both said no at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot going on, a lot of work going on behind the scenes.
I definitely see that.
What I see about Ryan is, that is what you call a man. I see him leading.
Yes,
he's leading the relationship.
And can I say, this is also one thing that I like about Clara.
Yeah.
She's willing.
She's very willing.
She's willing. I think this was.
She might not understand.
This was what I was skeptical about her. Like at the beginning, like you said.
Yeah.
I was also like, I don't know if they're a good pair because of the.
To be honest, I would have thought Clara would be Brianna. In terms of like type A personality and just like.
No, I thought Clara would have been a Virginia in terms of party girl.
Exactly.
That's the perception. That's the perception.
Yeah.
But she was air hostess. That's the perception.
I felt like she was gonna be out there. I was like, no, you can't tell me nothing. This is how I want to get things done.
I'm like,
my genie alone, okay? My genie likes a gin.
Last comment on Ryan and Clara. So we both
I'm
all
excited
agree.
for them.
We're rooting for them.
And then one thing
excited.
that we did say was we said that I can actually now see why the experts
Put them
pair
together.
them, because sometimes when they do this whole opposites, they kind of go off extreme. But these opposites, Clara and Ryan,
Like the other couple.
right? So I feel like she's bringing out the best in him.
Yeah.
He's definitely
Bringing
out the best in them, best in her.
Right.
And together, if they continue working, having that communication, working behind off the cameras, I think they have the potential to become a favorite.
I feel
I
like
do.
me too. I feel like they're that kind of couple that when they fight, we might not even know.
Right.
Because a lot of things will happen behind us. Like, this is how I don't like
Because
it.
it's Ryan. Ryan's
It's Ryan.
leading.
He's leading
It's
the
between
relationship.
us. It's
Right.
between
Yeah.
us. You ain't gotta
So
tell
it's-
nobody
yeah.
else. Yeah. So that's Ryan and Clara. So Eric and Virginia.
Oh, God.
My
The
drunkard.
drunkard.
Mate, I love the word. You see
The
what?
drunkard.
I wish we did a review of last episode,
Oh my
because that episode
God.
was so good,
drama.
guys. It was so good.
No, that
Like-
episode was drama.
Yeah, it was drama.
It was-
but it was so
It was
so
just like,
good.
what?
Because I never heard the word drunkard in a while. I be hearing
That's from
Alki
King
up and
James
down.
Version.
Mate,
King James Bible.
the way brother grace of the Lord.
Brother Chris. All right, so
But yeah.
Eric and Virginia, what are your thoughts on this episode?
Toxic.
Yeah, I thought Eric's apartment was cute. I'm gonna pick up on that.
Right,
That was
right.
Oh yeah.
His
So he's the
apartment-
pilot.
His apartment is what I thought Jacob's
Apartment
would-
because he was like
Right.
boasting about the apartment throughout the wedding, so I thought they got it wrong.
Everybody
Yeah.
he spoke to, I have a jacuzzi. I have this. I have
And the apartment was not even that fancy.
It wasn't that
It wasn't that
fancy.
great.
So yeah, so Eric's got it going on.
Yeah, he's
His
got it
apartment
going on.
was it an apartment or house? Whatever it was.
Whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, what did
nice.
they talk about with Pastor Carl? I actually don't remember.
So they
She wants
talked
to
about
drink it.
how she wants to drink and pass out on her male
friend's house.
So
And it happened that those guys ain't even
then
there.
I think
So what?
where we need to start off from is Virginia telling
on
Eric.
Thursday,
I
Friday.
think from last
Yeah.
episode,
Yeah.
we go drinking. Me and my friends, we go drinking Thursday, Friday,
Saturday,
Saturday, Sunday.
Honey, that's the entire
That's the
thing.
entire week.
Guys,
then
there's only 7 days in a week. How you gonna drink for 4?
One thing we called out.
It's enough to get you sober for 3. I mean, there needs the rest of the 3 days to unwind.
Eric,
No,
Eric in
I'm
that time, Eric reminded me of an Igbo man. He looks at her like, I can't.
I can't do it.
You know, you ask Igbo man for money.
Damn.
And I can't do it.
In there.
I can't do it. I can't.
Lord, I really can't wait.
So the funny thing is, she's talking about going out clubbing with her friends. Doesn't mean she ain't drinking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Don't be like casual. I'm
Obviously,
in
we
my
can see
dinner,
that
my
even
steak
before
and
the
wine.
meeting with Pastor Cal, she had to
She
have
has
a
gone.
drink.
Yeah.
I don't know why nobody is called, apart from Chris.
She has an addiction, guys.
Chris might be mad, but last week he was dropping some truth bombs. Like truth bombs.
No, she's a whole Mia going on.
That was a good one.
I really want to speak to Pastor Carl.
Oh my God. You know what I just said about like Virginia? I realized Virginia is an old gene.
She's an OG. She's an OG.
She got an old gene in the name and in the
Yeah,
person.
in the person. I'm not
Oh my
joking.
God.
Don't play.
Oh Lord, my mascara is running.
No, it's actually
But,
it's a mess.
I really actually want to speak to the experts
No, like,
and understand how they thought this girl is ready for marriage.
I feel like I see what
They were trying to
experts
do, right?
were trying to do.
So
One
Eric-
problem-
Eric could-
I feel like Eric just needs to be able to stand on his feet.
Yeah.
And let her know, take over the relationship.
Yeah, because if not, then it's
Eric
gonna
needs
be too gross.
Eric needs some of Ryan to rub off on him to
Yeah.
be firm.
Yeah.
Because what I see now happening is
She's
leading him
Oh,
astray.
yeah, she's really leading him astray.
Yeah.
Like the whole time, I felt like during the honeymoon, I was like, who is this guy?
I did not. I was so shocked.
I was like, oh my God, this
Eric was
guy's
getting high. I don't think it was just
episode when we were talking to Chris about his baby mama drama thing,
Yeah.
and Eric was like, He just lit some man
I
up.
think he was high. He wasn't drunk. He was high.
I think it was high. It was like, you just lit some man up.
They were all. The guy was.
It was like, are you okay?
He was gone.
He was gone.
He was gone.
Yeah.
So
Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
honestly, like I'm surprised he hasn't
To be
been
honest, I feel
fired
like
so
even
far.
the drinking is what we see. I feel like the girl she does drugs.
I'm sure.
Like,
What would you
every time in the
do?
morning, she's just always like, "Oh, baby."
Yeah,
It's
she's
like,
always
yo,
so
like she's always so
gummy
hot and
and
she's
what's
hungry.
not.
What would you do? You get on a flight. Your next flight, you're going to Cancun. Or
And then I see Eric.
The pilot.
I'm like,
Welcome to Air Canada. Your pilot is Eric.
I know, I'm getting off.
I'm getting
Stop
off.
the plane.
Thank you. It's gonna be a blessed time. We ain't doing that.
Get me off this plane.
No, I'm getting up.
I'm not
guys.
celebrating.
No.
Get me out of here.
I'm done.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my prediction for them is it's still a maybe. I don't know if they're gonna make it or they're not gonna make it. I think it's gonna so as someone said earlier, I feel like when you're in Vegas, you act like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm in Vegas. So I'm hoping that was what we're seeing with
Yeah.
Eric. He was letting loose. And I know 2020 was a tough year for pilots in terms of like the whole economic and
So
things
we're gonna
like
give him
that.
that excuse, huh?
So, well, I thought I throw something out there for Eric, right? But I am hoping that that obviously when this is done, that Eric is able to now start showing himself and reflecting himself and making sure those attributes of him like rub off on her.
Yeah.
So that's what
For
I'm
me,
hoping.
for Virginia, girl seems like she wants to eat her cake and have it. She wants to be married, but still have that teenage
She's
party girl.
She's the Olivia of last season, though. She's the Olivia of last season.
But just worse and so more. I feel like she's really immature.
Yeah.
No, she is an immature. She's like
I
a
feel like
26
doesn't-
going on like 18.
She's like
Even younger than 18.
yeah.
She's very,
She's
very,
very immature.
She's very, very. And I don't know why everyone keeps saying, oh, she's a young girl. Because every time they kept saying she's a young girl, I was waiting to hear that she's 18 or
Yeah, she's
21. She's 26. People have gotten married,
Yeah.
had 2 kids, 3 kids at that age.
That's true.
So I feel like she's just a very, very immature
person.
26-year-old. She needs to grow up. She needs to
She needs to grow
understand.
up.
But guys,
Understand.
just another dynamics. Do you guys think that she drinks to bury some things?
That's why I said there's definitely for a
So
26.
someone was saying that she probably also drinks. Maybe she's not comfortable in front of cameras, right? So
Right.
to deal with like the whole nervousness, because apparently there's a lot of people. Imagine guys just set up following you around all day, right? So someone's saying maybe she has anxiety about that, so she drinks to like calm her nerves and make it. Crazy. So that
Maybe that could be part of it.
The way she drinks,
The way she drinks.
like it's a norm.
Yeah. She's
No,
still comfortable
but then
with it.
even if that's
she's
what
like,
it
she
is,
can't
even if
drink
that's what it was,
without
nervousness,
drinking.
right, guys? So what happened to I go out on Thursday?
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
true, exactly.
Me and my friends, we go out
Well,
Thursday.
I just hope Eric can get a handle on the
Yeah, so
yeah,
if he's able to do that, then they gotta show they can make it.
Yeah, because
it's
they have the
possible.
chemistry.
Yeah,
They do.
They do.
And yeah.
Wait, have they had sex? Oh yeah, yeah.
they have.
To be honest, before when they were saying they hadn't had sex, I was like, they probably had sex, but they were too drunk to know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably. I think if she's able to accept that I'm now married, my husband's opinions
First, yeah.
are valid. He comes first. The party girl, and the thing is, Eric is saying, "I'm not even trying to change you, but you can't be sleeping at random people's like it's on her."
That's the basic.
That's just
That's the
basic.
bare minimum.
He hasn't even said stop drinking. We haven't even got to
He's
that.
sleeping.
Just when you go drinking, come back home.
I was like, oh, I'm
And
tired.
she's like, no.
I'm tired.
I'm
I'm just gonna sleep on the couch. I pass out on the couch. Like, what?
Just come back home.
And that's why reminds me of what he was saying, that she thinks that it's a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship.
Right.
It's not.
It's
This is
not.
a marriage. It's
It's
a whole
not.
different ball game.
Wait,
Lord.
It's a whole different.
How can you be begging your wife to just come back?
Just come back. That's the whole. Even if it's our house
Don't
couch
worry.
you sleep on, just come back.
even if you see me in the car or you're at the car at the door, I'll be here. Don't worry.
Just come back. That's all he's asking for. Just come
Lord,
back.
that's
And
actually
she's like,
ridiculous.
no, but me and my friends, we go drinking and I sleep in their house. But she doesn't realize it's what. And I think also doing it from a place of protection.
Yeah,
She doesn't realize she's putting herself in harm's way.
Yeah, and
like,
which was what he was also saying. It's like she was thinking that he's trying to control her, and it's like, I'm not trying to control you. I'm not saying don't do this.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you. Oh, if you want to. Oh, she was saying that. Oh, if I want to go out, I said I needed to ask him. I was like, no, but I just want. It's okay. It's okay for you to go out. It's not like I want you.
Guys, why we minimize it? If you're going out, you should be able to tell
your
even if like if I'm living in a house with people,
exactly.
Like, if I'm going out, people in the house will know that. Oh, guys, I'm going to the grocery. I'm coming back late. Just come and courtesy.
Yeah.
So why is she blowing it up to be such a like crazy?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I think this is simple home training that she didn't receive.
Man,
that's the bottom line.
You said what you said.
I said it. I think it's home training, like basic home training. I'm sure growing up, she probably went out, didn't tell her parents where she was going. So she's growing up. Sorry, Virginia, if that never happened, but that's the vibe I'm getting. Do you understand?
Or maybe she didn't have to live with, she wasn't accountable to anyone.
Yes, yeah. I get that vibe. That maybe she raised herself. I don't know why.
Yeah, I get that vibe too. Like maybe she grew up.
Because her mum at the wedding kind of looked a bit cuckoo.
Yeah.
What you do?
I have no idea.
She was in her own world. So, any more thoughts on Eric and Virginia?
No,
guys, do we have to talk about Grace and Paige?
They're the final couple.
Do we need to?
After the honeymoon, Chris decided, instead of coming back to Atlanta, to move into the accommodation that the experts have gotten for them. He decides to go to Chicago to clear his head. So, how convenient, right? So, Paige is now in this apartment by herself. Pastor Chris, why do I keep calling him Pastor Chris? God help me. Pastor Cal now comes to visit her, the drop-in that he's doing with every couple, and it's only Paige that he meets. So they have this conversation.
You missed the part where you remember she had had the conversation with.
Right, yes. I jumped. So prior to Pastor Cal coming to visit them, Chris had a conversation with Paige, and this is how you know this guy is manipulative. Production were not allowed to film this scene, but from what Paige said when she now spoke to production is that he was saying that he wants to get back with his ex, he's still in love with his ex, and he wants a divorce, and he's contacted the divorce attorney. To
how disrespectful,
right? So now Pastor Cal comes to, and I think this is what we need to talk about. When Pastor Cal visits Paige, and they're talking about sex and her reason for having sex, because a lot of us are like, why have you been having sex with this guy? The guy told you he finds you undesirable. You've had sex with him. He tells you he's in love with he tells you he's having a baby on the way. You have sex with him. He tells you that he's still in love with his ex. You have sex with him, and you're not just having sex with him, you're not protecting yourself. You're not protecting yourself.
What if he's sleeping with that girl still?
Like,
did that even occur to you?
You're not protecting yourself.
To be honest, you want to bet that when we went to Chicago, they went together, and
I'm sure Chicago
because
the guy
is this
he went to his
maniac.
ex, So her reason, so when Pastor Carl was trying to unpack that, like, why were you having sex with him?
What reason did she even give?
She said that, it's because she didn't want to upset him, and she felt it was her duty as a wife. Now that tells me something a lot about her. How she sees herself.
A lot. And it tells me a lot about her person, her experiences, like where she's been, where she's coming from. Nah, girl. You can't do that to yourself. It tells me that she's somebody that has been, maybe through her life, she's found it difficult to say no. She's a people pleaser. Yeah.
Do you understand?
It's your buddy, honey.
Yeah.
Your buddy.
It tells me that in her past relationships, I feel like she's used sex as a form, like, not a bargaining tool, but as a way. I feel like when guys have sex with her, she feels loved. Do you understand? Like, sex to her, so they've made her feel.
She was trading in sex for love.
Yes,
for that connection.
Yeah, that like, okay, if this guy's upset, if I have sex with him, he won't leave me. He will stay. He will love me. Do you understand? I feel like she's been broken so much that she's now felt like, okay, So I can save this relationship. Let me have sex with you. And that's very sad.
Why she had sex with him on the first day.
Yeah,
that's very, very sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because she has such a perfect... Guys, now I feel like, do you think she's overcompensating with her body?
She is.
It's so disturbing. Like, it's so sad.
It is.
Like,
I genuinely feel like Chris is not the first man that has made her feel undesirable.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
She's used to it.
And I feel like that's not the first time she's heard that she's unattractive. And she isn't. She's gorgeous.
I feel like her personality is also gorgeous.
Right.
She's
so soft-spoken.
She's such a
like
peacemaker.
I have been listening to some of the things that Chris says to her, and I'm like, Holy Spirit, I know you're still working on me.
Like how you know she's so
I am
patient.
not there yet.
No, honestly, I feel like if Chris was wearing his right mind, she would have been a perfect. That they had the tendency
They really
to
did.
have,
We were saying
you know,
that.
They
right?
really did.
To be like
They
a good
actually
couple.
really did.
But Chris's stupidness and his high end, and the funny thing is that he's not that great looking. So how you gonna be looking for a choppy wife when you're not even a choppy husband?
I said what I said.
I'm done. I dropped the pen.
Come talk to me
I said what I
when
said.
you become the Duke of Hastings.
Exactly.
If you're the Duke of Hastings,
That's a choppy husband right there.
then you can be talking about Trent. Yeah, are you in the Duke of Hastings?
Y'all are wrong. Chris be out there. Guys, you know what's funny? Chris is out there probably right now, not dealing with Paige, not dealing with his ex-fiancée,
And
he's dealing with
There's
some
30
other
girls
girl.
still in his DM. They're watching
The
this.
guy is
Yeah, so that's
They're
just
watching
what it
this,
is.
and they're probably still in his
Yeah,
DMs.
because
Yep,
the guy has
that's
such
what
a
it
sexual
is.
appetite, a high one, right?
Yeah.
So I don't even think two ladies can please that.
No,
It's crazy.
It's gonna be out. It's gonna belong to the street for a while.
I think he needs to go to a
For a
meeting.
while.
I think he has sex.
He's addicted.
Yeah, he's a sex
His
addict.
dad probably too.
Oh, I see it. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I see
Y'all
it.
are rude.
I see it. No, I see
These people just made it a whole generational curse.
So what we found out is that, okay, we all knew that his ex is pregnant.
Right.
But we found out during the conversation with Pastor Cal and Paige that she's actually 6 weeks pregnant. And then Pastor Cal was like, when he was doing this process,
that's what he
doing
said.
the whole interview selection
Yeah,
process,
that's what he said.
that means he was still sleeping with his ex-fiance. And Pastor Cal, he's a God-fearing man, but he still called it BS.
Yeah, it was like, I know I'm not supposed to be saying this, I'm a pastor, but I'm sorry, that's BS.
It's BS.
Nah.
So whilst he was talking to Paige, Chris then majestically walks in.
And it's like, hi, Paige.
Guys, let me tell you, I want to like wipe the grin off his face when he comes into like the scene. Like he has this like
smirk.
smirk. I just want to like.
That smirk that he did when he was talking about sex, when Pastor Paul was talking about sex.
Yeah. Oh, I just want to like.
Wait, guys, did you see where he says that?
Can't do
when
it.
you were
Won't do it.
attracted to her, when did you have sex? What do you guys think happened? Because it was like, I don't want to talk about it. That's not really how it played out.
I think he must have pestered her. But he didn't want to go into that.
But I feel like he would, because remember he said he didn't want to sound disrespectful.
So you think that maybe
She was offering us
she was offering, yeah.
Could it have been that?
Possible. She could have been offering herself. And then when you offer yourself on a silver platter, he's a man. I go chop and clean mouth now.
Because remember he also said that he didn't drag her. Like he had so much, there was so much
subtext.
some disrespect.
There was.
Yeah.
It was like, I didn't drag her. So you're saying that she just decided she wanted to stay.
Right.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? You know we were talking about the smile.
Like honestly, the whole Chris and Paige thing just makes me so sad, and like I just felt like as much as we say Paige, she is a great person, she's a great woman.
She needs to stand up for herself.
She needs to stand. Yeah, I was just gonna go to that. She needs to learn to stand for herself.
You need to say no.
You need to understand. Like Chris is what Chris is. We all know.
And
Chris
that's
has shown
my
himself
problem.
out.
As much as I'm like, so like this guy is such a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like 80% of the blame is from her.
That's what I said. I've
No
gone from
one can disrespect
sympathizing with her to being frustrated with her.
She needs to stand up for herself.
my thing is, how many times does a guy have to
Like-
tell you he doesn't want you
Before you get it.
before you get it?
Oh, before you walk away.
How many times does
Guys,
he have to
do
tell
you know? Do you know there
how
was,
many
there was-
ways as well?
There was 2 scenes that really broke my heart for her. Like, first of all, someone just confirmed this person never appreciates you in front of other people. All he does every time is bring you down. When Pastor Carl was sitting there, you told him you want a divorce, you want to get out. He steps out immediately and start whispering rubbish into my ears. Like, bruh, what do you think this is?
What do you think this is? Who do you
One,
think I
the
am?
other thing that really broke my heart for her was like, and that's when you know when a woman really likes somebody, right? There was that scene at the end where in the car park,
I'm gonna go now.
and she was like, I'm gonna go now.
And she was still standing
And she
there
was the
from
one that
afar.
was still standing there. Hey, I said,
Yeah.
sister.
Guys, is it
She's
that
in
good?
love. She's
What's the deal?
No, the deal is that I
I
gotta
don't
say
know what it
one thing I
is.
was saying. I don't remember I was talking about it. I said, I think Chris's only redeeming factor must be his D.
Maybe.
It must be the
Must be that good.
I don't know what he's doing.
God said you are trash, but I'll give you a good time.
Yeah.
You're rude. You're rude.
I'll give you a good D to compensate.
Say, oh my God.
My son, you are trash. Well, yeah, take out.
Dash it out.
Guys, I don't know.
Nah, I don't know, but it's so sad. Like,
Yeah,
to see a
that
lady-
broke my heart because even after he drove
Tries.
out, when he drove out of
At
the
what
garage,
point do you
she
know
stood,
this is
she
the time
looked
for
back,
Yeah.
and she was standing there.
Yeah.
My heart was just like,
Yeah.
geez.
It's like, at what point do you know when to walk away? This guy told you he wants a divorce. What do you
Yeah,
mean
what
this
else
is?
do you? Yeah.
Like, if and even though we're saying that, oh, you know, maybe because she's married, she has those spiritual, you know, principles. Like, you've only known this guy for how many days?
It's one thing to say you want to remain in the marriage. You can remain in the
Didn't even
marriage,
say that.
but still respect yourself enough.
Exactly.
That the
Right.
guy
The guy
knows
knows
that I can't push this
But
girl
at this
around.
point, why do you
wanna
be
say,
in a
yeah,
marriage?
right.
Because
My-
he told Pastor Kyle that he thinks the best thing for them is to divorce.
Yeah. And you know what was so interesting when Pastor Carl was praising Paige, like bringing out all her attributes. She's a ride or die. She's this. And then Chris said, but my ex is a good woman.
Oh, he
You
said
did.
that?
Yeah, he did. Pastor Carl, let me
was
take
like,
the scene.
yeah.
Pastor Carl was like, I don't understand you. You've got a good woman here.
Yeah,
she's a ride
she's a
or die.
ride
You
or die,
did this.
she's a-
She said she was gonna stay. She was gonna stay.
You know,
And he was like,
in
yeah,
defense to my ex fiance too,
yeah.
she's a good
She's a good
woman.
woman. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like tone deaf, like
tone
And
deaf.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, she's so. I feel like she's been so.
Like
she's been in-
guys,
feel
and
like
I
she's
know
been in
a
an
lot.
abusive
Like
I
relationship
think so. I think
that
so.
she doesn't know when to walk away.
Right.
She's been so used to those toxic kind of relationship that, and because how can a guy go from saying the best thing for us is we need to divorce? It goes from saying that I didn't drag you to stay with me, you know,
Disrespectful.
and then it goes from saying, "Can I tell you something?" I feel like I'm gonna
Tell
fall in love."
yourself.
So basically,
And then you freeze and you melt like butter.
It was crazy. And so basically, after Pastor Cal, you know, has the conversation with them, he exits. Pastor Cal leaves the scene, right?
I'm just like,
And then
that's
Chris
ridiculous.
calls Paige. So they're sitting on the couch like this.
Yeah.
And then Chris calls Paige over and then whispers into her ears. We actually, the audience, don't know what
didn't
he's
even-
saying.
yeah.
Like, he was so inaudible. Like, he whispered in a way that we wouldn't understand.
Guys,
what
when
he
I'm
was
doing
saying.
this review now, I'm gonna start talking like Chris.
So,
Yeah, Chris
so
never-
Paige is the one that told us that
No.
he whispered in my ears that he's afraid that
gonna
he's falling in love with me.
Rubbish and nonsense.
Ah, that was just
God.
she was just melting. She
You
was
are
just melting.
down.
She went from I'm a strong woman to didn't ring.
May.
Foolishness awakes.
She was just melting.
Nah, it was
and
ridiculous.
then she goes, "Don't tell me that too."
I'm
done.
Let me tell you that
that was a perfect
immediately Pastor Carl was working out. Best believe I'll be at the
Pastor Cal, can you give me a ride?
No, there's
Oh,
no
be at the foot
no,
of
there's
his
no need.
hill.
I already moved my things. Okay, you can go.
You can,
Let me walk you out.
Let me,
Yeah.
yeah. She was just melting.
And then it was like, kind of, do you have my... The guy who came to grab his stuff.
He did. He came to
imagine?
grab his stuff. So for me, that scene is a perfect picture of emotional abuse.
That's what I'm saying.
That was emotional
I feel
abuse
like
right there.
she's been
Right
in
there.
an abusive
Where
relationship.
I break you and then I reel you in.
Yeah.
And then I make it seem like you're
Guys,
the one that can't
you know what?
leave me
One
alone.
thing I hate, and a lot
He's a
of
predator.
guys, you know, that they do out there is people saying, "Oh, I am being honest." Like, oh, but I told you I was being honest with you. Because you kept on saying I was being honest with you. But you were being honest with me, and then you were still emotionally dragging me, reeling me back in. And you're telling me, no, you were not being honest. Stop saying you were being honest. Because you were stating random facts at different times. Doesn't mean you were being honest.
1 minute you don't want me, next minute you want me.
So
1 minute you're in love with
I hate when people do
your
that.
ex, next minute you're in love with me. Like,
because that was the way you kept on saying
point.
that, but I was being honest with her. I was being honest with her.
And that's like
It's a
a
cop-out.
It's like
It really is a
disrespect
cop-out.
her
Yeah.
in front of people.
Everybody, millions of people watching.
And then you come and you tell me
ridiculous.
that I'm afraid of falling in love with you. You're
Yeah.
crazy. What do you think this is?
So honestly,
Chris is
sister,
lucky.
my sister Paige, Jerry. All I need from you moving forward.
no, I think we should say my sister Paige and the likes of Miss Sister Paige.
Sister Paige.
Please, guys, value yourself.
Yeah,
yourself.
just
It's
like
so
guys, let's
important.
let's learn how to walk away.
Yeah, know when to walk away, know when to say no.
Just learn how to
You
walk
can't-
away. Like you.
It's not
me,
the only man.
I'm someone that I believe in. I would rather walk away, go and cry myself in my bedroom, be sad, do whatever I need to do, but walk away, I will.
And still walk
You know
away
what I
and
mean?
still
Walk
walk
away,
away with
I
esteem.
will.
Dignity.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
go
don't
with
let
that.
no man drag you
You
and drag
are not
the
gonna drag
dignity
me.
with
That's what you
him.
ain't gonna do. You could
Nah,
do me,
already you've given him your body. Like the best thing you can get
Yeah.
back is your dignity.
It's your dignity, man.
The
Sad.
unfortunate thing is, Chris cannot tell me he doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh no, he does.
No, he
He's
does.
fully
He knows.
aware.
It's
And I
that.
feel
Of the
like
way
he's
he's treating
done it
this
so
girl.
much that he's perfected the act.
Yeah,
he's
He
done it
does,
so
he
much.
does, He does. It knows what he's
For
doing.
Paige to think so little of herself, it's really hurtful.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Really, really hurtful.
It really has broken her
can't believe
spirit,
it's really
and I feel like it's playing her like a toy.
Guys,
that
you
place where he
see,
said,
like,
"Oh, let
even
me whisper
the-
into your
Wind
ears,"
up, wind
like
up
it's just
toy.
whining it, like it's so guys. No, I'm
And
sorry.
that's like, do you see even the honeymoon? She was like blanked out. He was like,
Yeah,
broken.
she
Like,
was
it
like,
wasn't
she was
her.
wiped out.
She was broken.
She was wiped
I just
out.
hope that in addition to this emotional abuse, that he's not also abusing her other ways. I really
I really hope so.
I really hope so.
I really hope.
I hope
so,
that
because
because in
I'm
his
just
days-
because now I'm thinking about for her to be that broken during the honeymoon. I feel like there's a lot that must have happened. Because again, think about it. This is only a guy you've met for like how many days? What? Why are you so broken?
Why are you so broken?
My own is, before
Why are
she
you so
walked
broken?
down the aisle, she said she was waiting for the Holy Spirit. Right? And you know I've said this so many times. My own is, she said that, because before she walked down the aisle, she was like, oh,
I'm waiting for the Holy
angel.
Spirit.
But the
Yeah.
angel didn't come and she walked down the aisle.
There goes it. Now we know why the angel
Did
didn't
I just
show
say
up.
the angel was stuck in traffic?
Now we know why the angel
The
didn't show
angel
up.
of Africa was like,
The angel knew that so this ain't for you, girl. But you said
I
no,
ain't
angel. I ain't
making
gonna work without you still.
But jokes aside, not to even make light of her situation, because this
guys, and that's the thing, right? A lot of people go through this, right?
Yeah.
Even
And that's
in
why I was saying that,
relationship-
guys.
Yeah, even
The
the-
likes of Paige, know your
But
worth.
what I want to call out is production has a lot to answer for.
I feel like
They
that
have
too.
a lot to answer for
For sure,
this
for
season,
sure.
because I think what they've done is they've exchanged integrity and honesty for ratings.
Drama.
Right, for
Right.
drama, for ratings.
Views,
And the
yeah.
thing, what separates Married at First Sight from, are we finished talking about all
Yeah,
the couples?
yeah.
Yeah.
What
okay.
separates Married at First Sight from all other reality shows is that people are putting their lives in your hands. They're trusting you to
And
make
that
the right
sanctity of marriage
right.
must be
They're
held
trusting
up,
to make
yeah.
the right decision for them. Do you understand? This isn't Love and Hip Hop where we all know we're going on the show to act a fool.
Right.
We all know we're going on the show to disrespect one another.
Right.
These people are coming on this show. 80% of them are coming on this show.
They really want to get married. They really,
you know, I want to find my soulmate.
And a lot, some more than the others, also value this concept of marriage.
Yes,
right.
Paige, for example,
like not getting divorced, and which is why.
And guys, as much as
also one of the reasons why she's trying to make it work.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right, because you can see that she holds the spiritual principles.
Right, she does.
Right?
She does.
So it could be one of those things that is even stopping her
from walking away. That's what we've said so many times.
Yeah.
For somebody that her Christian values, she doesn't believe in divorce. Mm-hmm. What is she supposed to do now? She's entered one chance.
Yeah.
You guys have matched her up,
and that's why she says she got the short end of the stick.
Yeah,
no stick at all.
And it's so sad for Pastor Cal, who is an advocate of marriages staying together. He's always like, for each couple,
you should do better.
He's always saying, you know, I feel like you guys can work this. Mm-hmm. For him to say in the interview,
answer that.
I don't want this, like, this couple, no, I don't see this marriage.
And in this kind of situation, there's no annulment.
Yeah, there's no annulment because she slept with him.
She's been all over it.
Two things I think is also stopping Paige is, apart from the spiritual principles, I think we mentioned that she comes from a lineage or a line of her family. The females are all single parents, or they've had a broken marriage or
something,
or broken relationship or something. So I think she's fighting tooth and nail to fight that generational curse.
Yeah, but better be single than be miserable.
Yeah.
But worse, you're sleeping with this guy and he's probably sleeping with other people outside. What if you catch a disease?
Exactly.
You're not using protection. Think about that. Or worse, well, I guess it's not worse, but the other side of it is that you could also be pregnant. Now you're gonna be pregnant.
I think bombshell by the end of this season, Paige is gonna be pregnant
because the way the guy is pouring.
Paige don't get married.
Well,
and then one thing she said, because Pastor Chris was like, he was dumbfounded. You were not protecting yourself. He said, why? She said, you know, his dad saying honeymoon baby. Like, she got carried away.
Yeah. Like she's
breaking my heart.
I'm just really honestly the whole situation is breaking my heart, and I just wanted us to look at something a little bit different. If Chris didn't have that ex-fiance and they didn't have a baby on the way, do you think things could be different for them?
It could have been one thing or the other with that guy.
I'm struggling to see it. I don't think it's as much of, because, okay, if you think about it technically, based on what we've seen on camera, he hasn't technically cheated or done anything. This is his past. You know, he had a relationship. The woman
and everyone got pregnant, past,
you know, and unfortunately, the woman he's now with
had a baby.
You know, do you understand? He's now bringing.
And guys,
so that's what's happened.
And why does he keep playing like a victim?
That's the
May, if Chris cries one more time, just one more time.
To be honest, I blame his parents. I blame his parents because I feel like they've never trained him to be accountable for anything in his life. But then at the same time, there comes a point in your life where you have to reevaluate and say, I'm an adult now. I can't keep blaming.
I gotta retrain myself.
Yeah, do you understand? But you know what? Because I said, while she's going through all of this and word on the street is this did happen. Because I was like, it's hurtful to see somebody's emotional state play out on TV for people's enjoyment. Do you understand? So I was like, why hasn't production stepped in and shut this marriage down? Do you understand? But apparently the word on the street is they actually they approached Paige and asked her if she wanted to continue.
Yeah, toxic.
She said yes. That's word on the street. Yeah. Don't know how.
Don't know how
accurate it is.
She's just used to this mess.
Girls, let's pray for her. We'll pray for her.
Yeah, guys.
Fasting and
praying. But I think we can wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed this review, this show.
Yep.
Be sure to comment down below. We want to hear your opinion.
Yes,
what did you think of this episode 7? What do you think of all the couples so far? Please share. Who are your faves? Please share your thoughts down below. And make sure you subscribe to this channel and keep it locked. And we'll catch you next week. Alright, stay safe. Bye, guys.
Love and light.
Bye.